Hello, amazing parents, teachers, and little learners. Welcome back to our channel Grammar Treehouse, where we make learning an exciting adventure. Today, we're diving into the world of words that make things happen. That's right, we're talking about action verbs. What are action verbs? They're doing words. Words like jump, run, sing, and play. They're the superheroes of sentences, adding all the excitement and movement. Sticking to grammar books can sometimes feel a bit, well, boring. But what if I told you that learning about verbs can be the most fun part of your day? In this video, we're going to get up, get moving, and explore some fantastic, high-energy games and activities that will help your kids master action verbs without even realizing they're learning. We'll turn your living room or classroom into a playground of words. From charades to storytelling, these exercises are designed to be super simple, require minimal prep, and guarantee lots of giggles. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole toolbox of playful techniques to boost your child's grammar skills and vocabulary. So, are you ready to jump into action? Let's get started. First up, let's play a classic game with a grammar twist. Verb charades. This is one of the best ways to connect a word with its physical action. All you need are some small cards. On each card, write a simple action verb like eat, sleep, dance, read, or climb. If your child is just starting to read, you can draw a simple picture next to the word. Now, put all the cards into a hat or a bowl. Take turns picking a card and acting out the verb without saying a word. The other players have to guess what the action is. For example, if you pick swing, you can move your arms back and forth like you're on a swing set. When someone guesses it correctly, everyone can shout, "Swing is an action verb," and do the action together. This game isn't just fun. It builds a strong mind-body connection to the vocabulary. It helps children internalize the meaning of the word because they physically experienced it. Plus, it's a fantastic way to burn off some energy and share some laughs. You can even make it a team game to encourage collaboration. Ready for another high-energy activity? Let's play Action Verb Simon Says. You all know this game, but we're going to put a special focus on those doing words. The rules are simple. One person is Simon. Simon gives commands, but players should only follow the command if it starts with Simon Says. For example, Simon says hop on one foot. Everyone should hop, but if Simon just says touch your toes, you shouldn't do it. To make this extra educational, after each correct action, you can ask, what was the action word? And have the kids shout it out. Hop, touch, spin. This repetition is key to reinforcing the concept. You can start with easy verbs like jump and clap, then move on to more complex ones like whisper, stretch, or balance. This game is brilliant for listening skills, impulse control, and of course, drilling action verbs in a super engaging way. It's perfect for a group of kids at home, in the classroom, or even at a park. Now, let's bring some storytelling into the mix with our action story chain. This activity sparks creativity and helps kids use verbs in context. You'll start a story with a simple sentence that includes an action verb. For example, a little frog jumped into a pond. Then, the next person has to add a sentence, making sure to use a new action verb. They might say, he swam to a big lily pad. The next person could add, a friendly turtle climbed onto the lily pad beside him. You continue the chain, with each person adding a sentence and a new action. The story can get as silly and imaginative as you want. Maybe the frog and turtle decide to bake a cake or fly to the moon. The goal is to keep the story moving with action words. This not only reinforces their understanding of verbs, but also develops their narrative skills, sentence structure, and imagination. You can even write the story down as you go and have the kids illustrate it later, circling all the action verbs they used. Our next activity is perfect for a sunny day outside, but it can easily be adapted for indoors. Let's call it Verb Scavenger Hunt. Before you start, create a list of action verbs. For younger kids, the list could be run, jump, find, and throw. For older kids, You can use words like examine, collect, or measure. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to perform each action on the list. For example, if the list says find, they need to find a smooth rock. If it says climb, they need to safely climb onto a small step or log. If it says throw, they can throw a ball into a bucket. You can even turn it into a photo scavenger hunt, where you take a picture of them completing each action. This activity gets kids moving, observing their surroundings, and actively using a wide range of verbs. It's a real-world application of grammar that feels like a treasure hunt. Let's slow things down a bit and get crafty with action verb art. For this, you'll need some paper, crayons, markers, or paint. The idea is to turn verbs into visual art. First, have your child pick an action verb card from a pile, just like we did in charades. But instead of acting it out, their job is to draw it. If they pick the word float, they could draw a feather floating in the air or a boat floating on water. If they pick build, they could draw someone building a tower of blocks. As they draw, talk to them about the action. Ask questions like, what does it look like when someone is building? Or, how can you show that the boat is floating? This encourages them to think critically about the meaning of the word. Once the masterpiece is complete, have them write the verb at the top of the page. You can create a whole gallery of these action verb drawings. This is a wonderful activity for visual learners and allows kids to express their understanding of verbs in a creative and personal way. Now for a musical activity. The action verb freeze dance. Everyone loves a good dance party, right? Put on your favorite upbeat music and have everyone dance around the room. The twist is that when the music stops, the leader shouts out an action verb like freeze and smile, or freeze and stretch. Everyone has to freeze in a pose that shows that action. You can get really creative with the commands. Freeze like you're catching a baseball, or freeze like you're whispering a secret. Hold the pose for a few seconds, then start the music again. This game is fantastic for combining listening skills, quick thinking, and physical expression. It's a joyful way to practice verbs and can be played with just 2 people or a whole room full of kids. The sillier the poses, the more memorable the learning will be. It's all about associating positive, fun emotions with grammar. Let's recap all the amazing, action-packed ways we can learn about verbs. We started with verb charades, where we acted out words to connect them with their physical meaning. Then we played action verb Simon Says, a fun game for practicing listening and following directions. We co-created wild and wonderful stories with our action story chain, helping us use verbs in creative sentences. We went on an adventure with the verb scavenger hunt, taking our learning into the real world. We got creative with action verb art, drawing our understanding of different doing words. And finally, we had a blast with the action verb freeze dance, combining music and movement. Each of these activities is designed to make grammar feel less like a lesson and more like playtime. Remember, the key is to keep it light, fun, and interactive. When kids are moving, laughing, and creating, they're learning more deeply than they ever could just from a worksheet. So, there you have it. A full set of tools to help your young learners master action verbs. The most important thing is to create a positive and encouraging environment. Celebrate every attempt, whether the grammar is perfect or not. The goal is to build confidence and a love for language. Try one of these activities this week and let me know how it goes in the comments below. Which one do you think your kids will love the most? Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, keep playing, keep learning, and keep making every day an action-packed journey. Bye for now.